The destruction of Dresden is a serious point of controversy stemming from the final days of World War II. While there were no military targets in the city, its destruction certainly wreaked havoc upon Germany, as was the intent. This is a picture of how Dresden looked after the American bombing of the city. The city of Dresden was targeted by the Allies in the later stages of the war. In this conflagration in pursuit of resources, Germany was lacking. The Allies outproduced Germany and thus had the advantage. Pictured is how Dresden looked before the bombing, a peaceful European city. The strategy behind America's targeting of Dresden was to wear the enemy down. This was both psychological in nature and practical. Pragmatically speaking, for the Americans, any destruction wreaked upon Germany was wholeheartedly deemed a success. Images of the London Blitz definitely played a part in the reasoning behind such an attack. Pictured is an Allied bombing run. Why Dresden? Germany was expanding not only for Lebensraum, or living space, but also for resources. Therefore, the U.S. believed in the practice of terror bombing. This involved flying B-17 flying fortresses in tight formations without escorts. The picture displayed is a B-17 flying fortress. The U.S. had suffered heavy casualties on their own bomber formations. Following Adolf Hitler's final offensive, the Battle of the Bulge, pushing through the Ardennes and surprising the Americans with a protracted fight in the frozen climate, America was looking for retribution. Dresden then presented the perfect opportunity for such an emphatic strike back. The bombing took place on February the 13th of 1945. American bombers flew in two waves. A devastating firestorm ensued which served to suck the oxygen out of the air. This is a picture of that firestorm that raged over Dresden. The U.S. therefore sought to inflict the maximum amount of destruction on the Third Reich to dampen their fighting spirit. No destruction could be spared. Furthermore, they saw such terror bombing as a means to shorten the war. In total, 40,000 citizens were killed with no military or economic justification. Thousands were added to the total of 20 million Germans who were homeless. This slide shows a view of that firestorm over Dresden. Terror is almost a nice way to describe it. Nie wieder Krieg, or Never War Again. Germany saw the bombing of Dresden as a senseless crime on an innocent European city. Indeed, Dresden had been laid to waste. In the waging of total war, one that Germany had instigated, it had nonetheless suffered to what amounted to their own bomb holocaust. Reflecting on the results. Was the Dresden bombing a success? Since the goal of this bombing was to spread terror, it was highly successful. It was an event that Germany would not soon forget. Germany had sown the wind and therefore must reap the whirlwind. A key result was that Germany was now on its back foot. Finally, according to the Americans, Germany had, quote, excluded themselves from the community of civilized nations by their behavior in the East and the occupied countries. Thank you.